Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's your girl Angelina, multimedia creative for my company High Veracity Studios. I'm going to wait a little bit to see who shows up in the broadcast today. I really appreciate anybody who is watching on the replay. Do give me some hearts if you can give me some hearts, and also you can share out the broadcast. Thank you so much. Hey, Princess. Hi, how are you? Been a long time, okay? All right, so I want to talk about the weather really quick before I get into my content today. It's unbelievably snowy in New York right now. I was out of the house for maybe 3 hours maybe, and a foot of snow fell in that time. A foot of snow. I don't know if you guys can see outside the window. The window is completely covered in snow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But this is New York. Okay, it's February. This is snow time, I guess. Alright, so just getting right into it. I came by today to talk about creativity and the reasons why we stop creating when life starts happening. Now, by my estimations, there are about 5 reasons why we do this, why this happens, why it is that is the thing that goes to the back burner, and I'm gonna go ahead and go through it. Alright, so let me go ahead and go in. If anyone is listening and would like for me to go ahead and get into the content, go ahead and put a type of 1 in the box so I can see that you are there and you are listening. Okay. Alright, great. So, the reason number 1 why we stop creating when life starts happening is that we devalue its necessity in our lives. Right? Yep. Okay. Hi, friends. How are you? Thank you very much, Princess. I appreciate that. All right, great. So, listen, we devalue creativity. That's pretty much the first thing that goes in, and it's very indicative in the school system, right? That's the first thing that goes when they have budget cuts or whatever, is creativity. It's devalued. It has no value as far as the workforce is concerned. So that is the thing that we actually let go ourselves. Even if it deeply satisfies us, that's the thing that we think is expendable. And that's the reason why we stop drawing when we come out of childhood. We stop writing when we come out of teenagehood, because most of us do continue to write. If we enjoyed it as a kid, we continue to write into teenagehood. But sometimes when you get into adulthood, that's when that slows down and stops, because then you start going into the workforce. Hi Auntie, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. All right, so yeah, we get into the workforce, and then we become that goes to the back burner, so we can concentrate on doing what our boss needs us to do from day to day. And then by the time we get home, we don't have time. We don't have time because we have to do other stuff. We have to go to bed and then get ready to go back to work the next day. So that's the reason number 1. We devalue the necessity for creativity in our lives. All right, number 2. Anybody ready for number 2? Put in a number 2 in the box if you are ready. All right, thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, I'm letting them know. I'm letting everybody know, because this is essential. It's essential kit to be creative, and I want to reawaken that in people, especially the talented folks. Yes, everyday responsibility. Absolutely, those everyday responsibilities will kick you about if you let them. All right, thank you very much, Auntie. So number 2, okay, we feel like we don't have the time to pursue our gifts, right? So some of us might think that it is valuable, we may not devalue it, but we don't think we have the time to devote. And that's sad, because if you can make the time to do other stuff, Especially things that you don't necessarily enjoy. Why can't you make time for the things that actually make you feel good? You have to make time for these things, because what's the point of being on the planet? You pleasing everybody else and you're not pleasing yourself. You're not making time for the things that are important to you. Yeah, you're not motivated. And the reason for not being it was not even motivation. It's just literally not feeling like you have time, or not making time for this thing that you have been given from birth. Is this gift that you have? Okay, wasting it. All right, that's pretty much it. Not having time. Okay, number 3. If you're ready for number 3, go ahead and put a number 3 in the box. This is a good one. This is a deep one. Reason number 3 why we stop creating when life start happening. Number 3, put a 3 in the box if you're ready. Hi Nikki, how you doing? Exactly, prioritize that thing. You have to have it. You know, this is me. That's who I am. I have to have creativity in my life. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. Right? Yep. Okay, so great. Great. So now number 3. It's a deep one. We're not being sincere. This is for the people that are actually pursuing their creativity but become stuck here and there. Become stuck sometimes. Hi Nikki, how you doing, babe? Listen. The reason why you're getting stuck, if you are creative and you are exercising that gift, is because sometimes you start trying to please other people and you're not being sincere with what is it you're actually putting out. You're not giving it all. You're holding back, or you're not doing it at all because you're afraid of what is that's coming out. So that's that. Number 3, not being sincere and not being authentic to yourself, and not putting out exactly what your internal experience is telling you to put out, and you're putting out what you think people would like. And that is where you start. You might get a little bit of traction when you see people are responding to it. All right, see you later. You leaving? Okay. If once you start seeing, you'll start seeing a little traction when you start doing the things that you think people that they want. But after a while, that energy will start to dissipate, because you won't be coming from authentic. It's not coming from within you. You're coming from whatever energies you're getting from outside of you. You know, that's why it's dangerous. You know, try to stay away from doing things just because you think that that's what people want. Okay. Now, I think we were number 4. Okay. Number 4. If you're ready for number 4, go ahead and put a number of 4 in the box. Go ahead and put number 4 in the box. Number 4. Yeah, and stay consistent, and stay true to yourself. And stay true to whoever you're growing into too. That's a main point too. You know, you may have been a certain way, and you may have been putting out a certain type of work, but be authentic to the change, because the change happens from as you grow and as you gain more perspective and you gain more experience. Those things will change, and things that are authentic to you will start to evolve and change, and you have to be consistently adherent to that, and consistently connect with that, and consistently be true to that, those changes that happen. So number 4 is that we fear not being good enough. That is a heavy one. Not feeling good enough. Not feeling that what is it you do is good enough. But good enough for who? You know, because I don't know about everybody else, but the majority of my work, people don't see. And to me, I don't know if maybe that's coming from my own insecurities, you know, reason being not feeling good enough. But even those pieces, that you do for yourself, you should draw every day, even if you don't show anyone else. But feeling not good enough can stop you. I want to tell you guys that, you should never feel not good enough, because your perspective immediately makes you good enough. Because nobody's going to be able to place on the paper or whatever canvas you have, even if your canvas is your actual voice, your speech. No one is going to place out there into the world what you can place, just based on who you are, what your experiences are, how you see the world, your culture. Everything comes together to be able to make this that comes out. All right, so that automatically makes you good enough, because it's automatically a new perspective that somebody who has a totally different perspective is going to be fascinated by. And then if it comes down to your skills, the key to being better, feeling that you're good enough, is to practice. Because the more you practice, the more confident you become, and the more connected and the more muscle memory you have, that you can basically neo your way through. You can neo your creativity. All right, so that's that. Not feeling good enough is number 4. Number 5, we don't feel like our tools are good enough. So we may feel like we're dope, like I'm good, I can draw, but I don't have charcoal, so I'm not gonna draw. I'm not, not having this specific tool that you think is the thing that makes your work good should not stop you. You know what I mean? You should also be able to pick up a pencil and keep going until you get that thing that you need, that you feel like really would take you over the top. Work with what you got. Work with what you have, and the thing that you need will come. The thing that you need will come to you, because it wants to get used. It wants to turn up the ting for you. Right? So, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go over my thoughts on this. Creativity is a gift. It's actually a gift that everyone has access to. Absolutely everyone has access to creativity on some level, in some respect. Everybody out there is gifted at something. Everybody watching, everybody who is that is gifted at something, even if they're just argumentative and just can argue all day long, and you don't have the capacity to do that. That's a talent. Okay, it may not be a great talent, but it's a talent if you have to channel that the right way. That's the thing. It's like you may have the ability to paint and draw, but if you're painting and drawing on people's belongings and cars and all kinds of things, that's not a proper channeling of the gift that you're being given, to be able to convert that and translate that into something that is valuable to everyone. And people is undoubtedly valuable. Once you're channeling that the wrong way, that's when people don't see the value in what is it you're doing. Right? Now, and my other point is the starving artist rhetoric, like what everyone says about being a creative for your life, not being something that can sustain you and profit you, is a lie. I know several very, very wealthy, I should say, creators, people that built their entire wealth off of their own inner power, their own inner creativity. They were writers, they were orators, they're people that have built from the gifts that God has given to them and are wealthy right now and are continue to grow their wealth. So it's literally just your mind and what you've been taught and what you choose to accept into adulthood that causes the whole not being wealthy as a creative. Your ability to be able to be attached, connected to your creativity in such a way that your value. You know how to charge people for what it is that you provide. You know how to put yourself out there in an authentic way so that people that do connect with your work can find you and can see you and can be able to contribute to your story, you know. So that's that. The creative, the starving artist rhetoric is false. It's false. It's been debunked. I don't believe it anymore. The only way that I believe it is if you personally cannot think in a sense that your work is good enough, you can get paid for this thing that you do. That's when you can be broke and be extremely talented at the same time. When you don't understand that you're valuable and you don't know how to channel it the right way. Okay, creativity is a powerful tool for your own self-esteem. Did you know that? So now, the reason why I say that is because it's a meditation. It's sort of a thing that you can get better and better and better at, and the thing that can actually release tension, and a thing that can actually revive you if you're feeling lost in the world. Just being able to put things together. There are millions of ways that you can be creative. So I'm not limited to drawing or painting or anything like that. Even putting together an engine. I know some people that put together engines, and that's a meditation for them, because they feel like they are piecing together this thing that becomes a whole. And that sense of creativity, that sense of being able to use their hands to change things, that is very, very powerful tool to be able to feel personally powerful in this craziness that sometimes that is happening in the world, all over the world. Being able to control your own existence, control some aspect of something, so that's why it's a powerful tool for your for your self-esteem. Now I also wanted to say that I want to just put forth the message that everyone should really try to make art that pleases themselves, like pleases you personally, tremendously. If you're creating things that personally please you deeply, it won't matter if anybody else likes it, because you like it. That shit can stay in your house. You understand? Once you start making art for other people, that's when you become sickened to look at it, because it's not coming from you. Doesn't bring you to any place in your life, in your world. So it has an uncomfortable feeling. So that's why I just say, create things that mean something to you, that please you tremendously, and you'll see that once you start putting those things out, because that's another element. You do need to show people what it is that you can do, you have to show people what it is that you could do. And like I said, your uniqueness is what makes you good enough. Your particular perspective is what makes you good enough. So that is good. That's it. It's good enough. All right? Then you put on top of that practicing and getting better at what you do. That's the difference. Right? That's when you start taking yourself seriously. That's when you start making improvements on what God gave you. God gave you good. This is what I heard yesterday. God gave you good. It's your responsibility to create greatness out of that good that God gave you. Okay? Now, based on back to that having the right tools, I want to say that having the right tools is not going to make your art better. It's always going to be you and what you put in that makes the art the best. All right? That's period. Whatever you have that you're using to create is not that tool that's making you great. It's your use of the tool and the way you flick the wrist. You know what I mean? Your flick of the wrist that actually makes the art. Right? Because let me give you a story. I had a Canon 7D. camera, right? Now, that camera was so expensive that after the insurance was finished, I didn't take it out of the house. So that's a complete waste, okay? The best tool that you can have is something that you can use easily. So don't go out and kick and throw out thousands of dollars buying a tool just because you think that that tool is going to make you better at what you do. You know, it's great to have those things. It's great to have, you know. It's great to be able to use things that can bring your production value up, which is what I appreciate from that camera. But if I would have really done my research and understood the art form that I was trying to do better before I decided to invest in a big tool, maybe I would have made a different decision. Maybe I would have just bought a regular body with lenses, good lenses, you know? Get better at the actual process, get better at the actual. Don't invest and then have that investment be no good use for you. That's true. But it's important to invest a certain level of attention to the gift that you have. You shouldn't invest in tools until you know how to use them. For sure. You should do your research first. So this was a presentation, especially based on a question from a previous broadcast that I did about painting and the reason why we stopped painting. And you know, thank you very much. So I really appreciate everyone that came into the broadcast. You guys gave me a lot of feedback, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing out the broadcast. And thank you for asking questions and for participating here. I do plan on coming on here and just posing more questions to everyone. I did want to also let you guys know that I do have a book available if you are interested in connecting with your creative self and understanding what is that you could be bringing out and bringing to life within yourself to actually bring another form of income for yourself based on your own creativity that you know that you have. All right, or even if you don't know, there are formulas and there's a workbook within the book that helps you to come to a conclusion as to what your creative power position is. And you can access that book at bit.ly/creativegold1, all lowercase. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and type that in the box here, see if you guys can see that. Okay, now that is an audiobook. You guys can download it and listen to it in a car. It's actually narrated by a gentleman named Stephen Perkins. Excellent voiceover artist. You know, I did do a collaboration with him to make this happen. And I made it because I want people to be aware of what is that they're great at, and I want people to access those things and create so we can have a better world, and so our kids can feel like they have some kind of control and have some kind of, they can access their creativity, access their imaginations again. And we can all do the same because, you know, we're all kids inside, and I feel like we've been denied this gift. You know, we've been denied the gifts that we've been given from birth because of society and what society says we should have time for. So again, I thank so much. Hi Michael, how you doing? What's up, Michael? Thank you so much. Have a great day. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Again, go to bit.ly/creativegold1. Let me know what you think about the book. Go ahead and leave a review, and you have a great day.